What's up, YouTube? Greetings from my Subaru Crosstrek. I just got home from a physical therapy appointment and I am so happy to report that for once I'm in a very good mood following a physical therapy appointment. I am just over 7.5 months post-op, and for the last few weeks I have been on a hunt to find a new physical therapist who can take me through this next phase of training. Finding the right PT for ACL rehab in general has been really challenging, and especially for finding PTs who are the right fit for me for different stages of rehab. The physical therapist I had right from the beginning for initial post-op was fantastic. She worked really well for me in building that initial foundation and, you know, getting back to walking and moving properly after surgery. And she was a great sounding board for me through the last, 7 months or so. But there did come a point where I needed to seek out another type of physical therapist who would help me program a more aggressive strength building approach. And that was working really well for a while, but I just kind of hit a point a few weeks ago where I was like, I need more, and I need someone who can give me a little more attention and be really dialed in the programming side of things, as I'm in this phase of like still building a lot of strength, but also wanting to hit all sorts of different ACL specific movements for, agility and symmetry and reactivity and all this like fun, interesting stuff that I can't really do on my own as much. And also someone who can be, again, like a sounding board for me as I'm in this return to sport phase where I am getting ready to get back on skis. I need to know that I have done absolutely everything I can to be ready for it, and I have been searching high and low for the right person. I got some advice on the internet to look specifically for physical therapists who specialize in ACL rehab and also have a CSCS certification, which is Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist. Did I get that acronym right? So I finally found this guy, and I have seen him for 2 weeks now. Today was my 4th session. There's like people walking by on the street, and I'm realizing how weird it is that I'm just sitting in my car talking to a vlog camera, so I think it's time to go inside. Follow me. Honey, I'm home. I'm acting. You're on camera.
Oh.
Sage is laying on the bed watching Facebook Reels.
Ah!
What do you have to say for yourself, man?
I gotta go to the gym.
Okay, I'm gonna take a step back for a minute and give you an update of where I left off. My last video was my at-home trial return to sport testing in Mexico. Funny enough, literally the week after that, I did official return to sport testing with 2 different physical therapists. They both gave me really different tests. I passed both of them, which means that my symmetry side to side was 90% or greater. I'll put the numbers from the testing up here so you can see it, and I'm not gonna like take the time to run through it, but I will say my experience with return to sport testing in physical therapy offices has been, does this face sum it up for you? It's one measure that's interesting, and for me, it's like the bare minimum. I walked away from both of these tests and the prognosis was like, you passed, you're good to start skiing again. And I wouldn't take that information and like run with it and jump right on skis. I feel like I still need more for me personally to feel comfortable returning to sport. One cool thing that I've done in this recovery that I was not privy to in my first ACL rehab was the isometric strength testing, which I ran through many videos ago. I'll link that somewhere here. The metric that I'm looking at is leg symmetry index, so that's strength side to side as a percentage of one leg over the other, and also Newton meters per power output measured in Newton meters per kilogram of body weight. And the study that she was using suggested that 3.0 Newton meters per kilogram of body weight was the target output for isometric quad strength. On my last test, which I did right around 7 months post-op, I was at 3.0 on my right side and 2.8 on my left. So to me that says we've got a little bit of strength left to build. According to this last test as well, my quad strength was at 92% symmetry and my hamstring strength was at 100. But There is so much user variability that goes into these handheld dynamometer tests. This test was really different than the last isometric strength test that I did with a different physical therapist, just because he had, you know, a different jig. I was sitting on a different kind of box. There's just a lot of variability. So again, it's like one useful-ish metric, but it's not the end-all be-all result for me by any means, which is honestly so frustrating. It seems like this one objective numerical data measurement could be like a gold standard in ACL rehab, but of course, nothing can be straightforward in this rehab. So anyways, despite having a pretty good run with both of these physical therapists, I was feeling kind of lost and like lacking some direction. And I was having a hard time figuring out, like, is there such thing as deloading for me? Should I be doing that? Like, I was going so hard 4 days a week, working out for 7 months straight. I wouldn't say I totally hit burnout, but I was getting to a point where I was like, should I like rest or dial it back at some point? I took a self-induced week off last week, but ultimately what I ended up doing is riding my bike literally every single day. But this week is the start of something new. It's Tuesday, and yesterday was my first day on a new strength program provided by this new PT that I'm seeing. While I was kind of hoping that this program would like integrate a little bit more rest and recovery for me, it is a 7-day program that has 6 training days in a 7-day week. So I ultimately am the one who's responsible for my physical condition and well-being and the outcome of this ACL rehab. And I know that, and I'm sick of driving the ship, honestly. Like, I've really been looking for someone who can just tell me what to do and I can fully trust them. But I think I'm like too controlling to ever find that, and no one is gonna be a perfect fit for me. Maybe this is a lesson in like chilling the fuck out. I don't know. I'm trying to trust this and like trust the process and whatever, and just remind myself that I have put in a lot of work up until this point. If I don't make it through 6 workouts a week, it's not gonna be the end of the world, and it's not gonna be a make or break for me and my return to ski. I can say that now because I'm in a good mood, but I tell you what, half the time I'm walking on sunshine, the other half I'm just riddled with anxiety over this whole thing. Like, it's been such an up and down roller coaster for me. I did consider working with a remote trainer there for a minute. I can see where that would be really useful for me on the programming side, but as far as like learning new movements and watching me move and like really noticing the fine tuning that needs to happen side to side to have me firing symmetrically, I am feeling like that's exactly what I need at this stage. Like, I don't think I could replace the in-person component right now. Speaking of which, I didn't film anything in the office with him today because I'm not there yet, but this morning we did a few really fun BOSU drills that I'd never seen before, and I happen to have a BOSU ball in my house, so okay, actually, this sucks on this jute rug and bare feet. Oh my god. Did you see that? My whole carpet just moved. Okay, I think I'm done with the BOSU ball stuff in my house, yeah. I hope you get the idea. It was like a bunch of fun drills and agility and power and jumpy things that I'd never done before that I wouldn't have come up with on my own. And now I'm really out of breath again. And I feel like that was exactly what I needed. I just wanted to find someone to challenge me with new stuff that I'd never done before. The way that I initially came across this PT was by watching a video of one of his ACL patients, this guy I know who's at a similar point to me in his rehab. He posted a video on YouTube that was like a compilation of all of the balance and power and agility exercises that he had done with this physical therapist in office. And I watched that and was like, I'm not doing any of this stuff. So I found the physical therapist and I made an appointment. The compilation video of all of his PT drills also sent me down a spiral of comparing myself to other people's ACL recoveries on the internet. I was on Reddit, on Instagram pages, every freaking ACL PT specialist who markets themselves under the sun. I got so stressed out. Just like in anything, we all love comparing ourselves to other people who are in, you know, remotely similar situations to us to see how we feel about how we're doing. And it is useful to a degree, especially in something like ACL recovery, where we are kind of feeling in the dark at times and like not totally sure what we're supposed to be doing, where we're supposed to be. Are we behind? Is our current method working? I just want to say that I am as susceptible as anyone else to that, and this is my second ACL rehab in a row. If I get stressed out and overwhelmed and struggle with it, then like, that's a bad sign for ACL protocol across the board. And like, yeah, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed by any means, but I am also probably not anywhere near the dullest either. So I'm now sitting at over 7.5 months post-op. I'm feeling really strong. I'm gonna show you my muscles. Oh man, this isn't the best like muscle definition light. Let me find some of that. Okay, I don't know. So as I was editing this, hours later, I realized I filmed the entire second half of that video in slow-mo. Which is good news for you, because now you get to see Sage cooking dinner. Show him something.
Spaghetti bolognese.
Let's see how that bicep's coming in. Do it. Your wet hair looks pretty funny. Ooh, this is so embarrassing because I like to be all high and mighty and righteous about how we do not consume meat in this household, but this is the one night of the year that we're cooking meat. We're chefing up some bolognese, and by we, I mean Sage, because at least I can still hold on to the credential that I don't cook meat. For the planet. Okay, so basically the next steps for me for this next phase of training, continue a strength training program where I'm working on building a little bit more strength, but also really focusing on power and all sorts of single leg stability and agility type exercises. And that's a drum roll. I am going to start skiing. I was cleared to ski by my 2 previous physical therapists many weeks ago, and the new PT that I saw today actually told me that I should go ahead and start skiing. And this guy definitely seems like the most critical out of all the physical therapists that I've seen, so to get his blessing, in a sense, to get on skis again was like a really good feeling for me. So I'm gonna go this weekend. I'm still gonna have the perpetual challenge of trying to train and ski and somehow still rest at some point in my life. It's gonna be a lot easier now that I am off the sauce of mountain biking for a little bit. I had so much fun riding my bike again last week. It was the first time that I've been able to just like ride my bike with friends and not feel impaired. And I'm still taking it really easy and like riding really low risk trails for me, but it's kind of like the good old days there for a second. A couple weeks ago, it was feeling like time just moves extraordinarily slow, and I couldn't believe that I was not even 8 months post-op. I hope I got that. Oh, you're already draining the pasta. Okay, Sage is draining the pasta, so I gotta wrap this up. I just wanna say one piece of advice, and usually I really hesitate to like give direct advice and more focus on just sharing my experience. I am not a doctor. If there's anything that's really been hammered in from my last 2 complete ACL surgery rehabs, it's that not all PTs are created equal. You might need different things at different points in your rehab. One person might not be your best bet to get you all the way through. Someone can be a great person and a good PT, but not necessarily be exactly what you need at that time. It's just so important to like be critical of the advice that you're getting, and if you need more, go find it. I'm not gonna say that this new PT I'm seeing is like some major turning point in my rehab, like I did the work to get me here, but having someone else as a new sounding board for me that I feel pretty confident I can trust in a lot of different areas, maybe not even necessarily all of them, has really been the pivot that I need for this final stage of rehab for me to feel like I can be really confident moving forward and getting back on skis. All I can do is everything I can do to put me in the best position for that. And I feel like I have, so let's friggin' go. All right, Sage, say goodnight to YouTube.
Goodnight, YouTube.
You think there's anything I missed? Oh wait, this reminds me. No, I have one more thing I wanted to say. The other thing that I'm working on at this time is
Spaghetti.
relaxing my nervous system, because I have been so stressed out at times that I feel like it's actually impairing my ability to recover physically. And this is like a real thing. For me, that means like finding time to just chill the fuck out and not be like trying to be productive and working on something, which I'm going to put into practice right now by putting this camera away, getting a bowl of spaghetti bolognese, and watching TV with my darling. Okay, bye YouTube.